Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. Yo. Comes easier to some, but harder for others. Stems from childhood. I'm going to put you on to some food for thought. You have to be selfish to attain what you want and to be able to garner and give to those in your life who need you, help, assistance. Your charitable action that you feel you need to act on anyway would come easier and be of more benefit to those who need it, given you approach life in a very selfish manner. Do you know, you got friends in your life, family in your life, that drain you. And you say, oh, well, that's just so-and-so. Oh, you can't choose your family and all this and that. Bruh, you got one life to live and you're allowing yourself to live a lesser life, to operate on a lower frequency, to indulge in a space that is beneath you purely down to unwritten rules and regulations the selfish have imposed upon you. Your relationship, she doesn't want you to be charitable towards her like she wants you to be selfish for yourself. Because the selfish man is the leader, and the selfish man plays hard to get. He don't play hard to get, he is hard to get. Because he's too busy operating on a level above and beyond those whom are wanting to garner his attention, his interest, and so on and so forth. The natural order is the woman comes second and the man comes first, yeah? They'll tell you it doesn't work that way, but how much do we need to discuss? That's not the way the world operates. Don't fall for the subversion that is implemented with the media, yes? Telling you that left is right, up is down, and you know what else. Look at your brain, look at your chemistry, look at your biological reality, look at your evolutionary makeup, look at the animal kingdom and understand what is right and what is wrong. The woman will love if you're selfish. You will become the bad boy. You will become the knobhead that all of the Mr. Nice guys hate and don't understand. Why does she always go back to him? He's always like out for himself. He's so selfish and blah blah blah. Yeah, because he doesn't place himself below her. And the natural order is she's attracted to the man who leads, garners resources, and has the power and the domineering presence and movement and momentum in order to establish a secure, comfortable life for her and her children later on down the line. If he's too busy caring and lifting her up and elevating people that don't concern him purely down to the sake that he feels it's the right thing to do, which is ego-serving anyway, it's narcissistic in its own way, right? Because I feel I need to do it because it makes me feel good, as opposed to genuinely trying to optimize the assistance you give to others. And blah 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 blah. You get to an age where you need to rid yourself of the clutter, whether that be people, objects, materials, hobbies, projects, that doesn't serve you. If you can't receive that which you believe you deserve, you need to look at the weak links of the chain. And although most of that is within yourself, you need to look internally. A lot is external as well. What are you wasting your time on? Who are you wasting your time with? I don't have children, but this should be tenfold, 100-fold if you've got children. If you're letting someone walk all over you, if you're letting someone fuck with your money, if you're letting somebody ruin your opportunity and you've got mouths to feed, what a weak man you are. You see? If anything, you should have the perfect reason to be the most selfish man on planet Earth. No, fuck you, I'm taking that. Because I've got kids I need to ensure are safe and sound, right? And I'm not this extroverted, bang on my chest, primitive man. I'm not that. So I'm not one to go and steamroll my way over people like some of the ruthless sociopaths you will find in life, right? But who am I to say that these sociopaths who climb their way up the ladders of corporate Goliaths and are very successful businessmen and get their way, who am I to say that they're doing things wrong? They are operating at an incredible masculine frequency, right? Garnering resources, garnering power. Dominance is their norm. And although we can attach, a psychological tag to it, something that differs from the brilliance as to which they operate in this cruel world by being the cruelest, it just quite simply can't be denied that we need to somewhat portray and operate under some degree of that to be anything as a man. On a side note, whilst we're here, right, if we're to look at the dark triad and the evil in man per se, we've got Machiavellianism, sociopathy and psychopathy, and in the realms of people who are psychos and whatnot and don't feel any emotional value when it comes to stomping on others, when it comes to this, that and the third. Some say that biologically speaking, that predatory nature serves as a benefit for one to get what they need. There is a counterbalance to the societal problem others see within that, psychological tag. Machiavellianism is learnt. It's not innate. Machiavellianism is people reading the 48 Laws of Power and trying to apply it to their life. That's Machiavellianism. That's where it's rooted. Machiavellianism is being strategic and optimizing and being a snake in the grass. Amoral, not necessarily being moralistic. I think a man should have morals, but we have to have our eyes open and understand that we have to be selfish in order to get what we want. Yeah? If you're not selfish, you're not going to be number one. And the women don't want a man who's not number one. The women want number one. Your children want you to be number one. Your children want you to be Superman. And there was an interview with Damon Dash of Rockefeller Records fame. And he says, I want my child to look at me like Superman, but if I'm under employment and I have a boss, how do I look like Superman if my boss is in the same room as me whilst my child is? And although, it's up for dispute, an honourable man might not necessarily care too much on that. We might be too prideful if we're to approach life in such a manner. Sometimes there is a necessary evil, and some people naturally are soldiers as opposed to generals, you know, and they play a better position in that. The majority of men out there are followers as opposed to leaders. The majority of men out there are consumers as opposed to creators. That's completely fine. You know, both need both. So there's nothing wrong in that. But it's a good perspective to have purely for your own sense of self. I would rather be the boss as opposed to the subordinate, you know? My child won't look at me any different because I'm going to impose on them the best values that I can and try to be the best person I can do in order to ensure they look at me in a respectful manner. But for my own sake, yeah, I can use this as a driving force to attain a better momentum in the direction I'm heading because I don't want to be that person. Be selfish. If you leave me, fuck you, it doesn't matter. I've got everything I need here. If this business deal doesn't go down, fuck you, it doesn't matter. I've got everything I need, I've got better things coming. If you're not giving me what I think I'm worth, then fuck you, it doesn't matter. Be selfish. Oh, he's so rude, he's so selfish. Do you know what? Generally speaking, the word rude is used as a term of endearment by women who've been touched emotionally by the bad guy. He's so rude. What, you're engaging with me on an emotional level? Why is that? Because you wish I respected you more? Because you wish I gave you more attention? Because you wish I gave you more time? But that's a topic for another discussion. That's just some food for thought. I'm signing out. Click like and subscribe. Peace.